All right. So here's the final question, and that is, who cares? Who cares? Does anybody here really care about whether there are more efficient batteries, or whether there are electric cars, or or if there's a way to save? Like, does anybody care?
I just don't think it's going to be affect my way of life, right? I'm in my mid-50s. I think it will be, like you said, my granddaughter, right, who's 2, as she starts getting to that 14, 15, 16, maybe driving, that kind of, then I think it will affect, right?
Right.
It's not something that's going to solve any problems in this country. We've had 3 weeks without the sun. Imagine if you were relying on solar panels. So 3 weeks, your batteries are dead. Aside from one big windstorm that took everything down.
Yeah, so much for
we haven't had any wind really. So no wind, no sun.
That's because you live in a valley. Come up on the mountain. There's wind.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying there hasn't been like any sustained winds. You know, you need sustained winds, and if you live in Florida where there's a more constant amount of sun throughout the year, that's different. Sun shines there more. There's a more stable amount of hours. Like when our sun goes down at 4:30 in the evening, in Florida, it's still going down at 6. You got an extra 2 hours a day, and you got that through the year, right? You got that little more stable. So there's places.
Caribbean's the same.
Yeah, there's places it's going to work. And there's places it's just not going to work.
Sheila, what do you think?
Actually, in the same kind of thought process, that I don't think that we're the ones who's going to be sort of the ones using it for now. And I'd love to see it, like you said, maybe perhaps drive down the prices of things that would affect us. But I honestly believe that we're not at that stage. They're still very experimental, or with maybe the government or whatever. They still, like, everything's going to be a lot more, I guess, closed off to the regular person for now, and it won't be sort of really, like, not in the next 5 years, right? It'll be a little longer, I'm sure.
Well, electrical vehicles, they aren't the solution because we don't have the infrastructure.
All right. Okay.
We're not building more transmission lines. We're not building more generating facilities. All you got to do is look at California. They're like about as green a state as you'll ever get. And in the summertime, they told people, turn off your air conditioner so you can charge your car. They don't have the capacity in the system. If you don't build the whole system, it doesn't work. And long term, all the batteries, all this stuff needs lots of raw materials. There is something out there, and if you look to Europe, they're already working on it. Europe has already said the electrical car is not the future. We're not going to be putting more resources into electric cars. We're putting resources into hydrogen cars. Hydrogen is plentiful. It's everywhere. Every country has access to hydrogen. And because of that, it's going to be, this is the future energy source. And it might be a hydrogen combustion engine driving electrical motors, but it's not going to be batteries driving electrical motors. And the whole autonomous car thing, that doesn't matter if your vehicle's internal combustion or electrical.
That's right.
There's a disconnect, but yeah, that technology is another one that's coming.
Yeah, scary. Go ahead, Catherine.
No. I was just thinking that, it'll that fusion, because it is hydrogen. That now I'm seeing the importance of that new finding, right? Because that would require minimal space for that form of combustion in a car. And so you just have to pay for your fuel source maybe once every 5 years. maybe it'll end up being like a canister that eventually,
Ooh.
I don't know if with losing water through exhaust, you would eventually run out of, the ability to break those atoms apart and get your fusion. But hey, yeah, maybe it's just once every 5 years you pay a couple $1,000s and replace your canister.
All right. Well, okay, Shannon or Alessandra, tell me, are you excited about it? Is it something that you go, wow, I can't wait?
Like kind of, but the thing is, like I'm not a science person, so it's hard for me to say one way or the other. I think it's important to recognize that we kind of have a duty because we have future generations that are going to rely on us to make good decisions for them, right? So it's almost like sometimes we kind of lack the leadership on the people who do know these things, the people who are the experts that you're like, okay, I'm relying on you and you're not really helping me out here.
Right.
So it's almost like a lack of knowledge for the consumer because we don't have the right person giving us the information for it.
Okay, how about Shannon? You're going to say something.
I was just going to say, whether as an individual, whether if we care or not, I feel like it's something that's going to happen in the future. Just almost like, when you're recycling fashion, what's old becomes new and what's new becomes old again, right? And then it just brings me back to think about like back in the days, years ago, when people were just relying on, candles or kerosene lamps and things like that. What's so different about everything else happening in the world right now? We might go back to that one day and then come back to this again. And then just like what Alexandra just said, you got to rely on somebody, right? So whoever you're relying on out there, they're going to make it happen. And then for the people that really don't understand it or don't care about it, they're just going to watch it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts.
Okay, so just give me a number. Give me a number from 1 to 10. 10 being super excited, super stoked, and super ready to adopt the new technology, and 1 being not so much. Where do you stand, Shannon, on this new renewable energy and green tech?
Oh, Ivan, how dare you ask me a number? Well, my last name is Green, so let's say we're we're almost up there. We're almost up there at in the middle, and maybe like 8.
8. Okay, 8. Good number. Okay, Alessandra.
I honestly don't know. Like I said, it's hard because I don't know if I fully understand it all. I mean, I'm not interested, so maybe I'll sit at a 5 and be control.
All right, 8, 5. Okay. All right, Sheila.
I think I'm at an 8. I'd like to adopt it if it makes sense to me and it's like more easily doable in whatever situation or circumstance, right?
Fantastic. I'm glad to know that it's an 8. Good for you. Sorry, now I've tainted the rest of the audience. Okay, Catherine.
I'm a 10. I can't wait now that I still don't understand, and don't let ever not understanding stop you, Alexandra, because it allows you to ask those questions, and then you find people like Michael, who's a glass blower that knows all this stuff about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand all the inverting and converting, and that's what always stopped me from playing with
That's right.
solar panels. And then I lived in a condo, so it did. But now that I'm in a house, I'm excited that they've got kits where it's going to say connect A to B, B to C, and then when D works, you can use C, or So I'm really excited about it. And it'll probably be a birthday gift this year. Well, my birthday's in May, so.
Wow, good. Then Catherine's going to put together an unboxing of, and then we'll all learn what the inverters do. Okay,
But you know what? It won't be solar. It will be wind, because my kids went to Cardinal Newman, and for some reason they have a little wind turbine.
Cool.
It's just round. It's not got all the arms on it, and that thing seems to be almost always going. Right.
Fantastic.
So I want to do wind. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Love it. Okay, Maggie, give me a number.
That's about 8.
8. Okay, 8's a safe number. Okay, Michael.
So it depends about what technology we're talking. If we're talking about electric cars, I'm going to say I'm somewhere between a 0 and a 1. Doesn't excite me at all.
Okay, all right.
If we're talking
Wow.
about hydrogen vehicles, yeah, 9, 10. I think that's good future technology. If we're talking about a solar panel, well, I use them to run my boat. They work. The problem in the house thing is the installation cost. And when you compare what it costs to put them in as opposed to just using electricity, the payback time is like 25 years. It doesn't make economic sense. And I think that's where some of the people have alluded to is if it makes sense, the technology, we're going to have new technology, but it's not going to be cheaper. It's going to be more expensive.
So would you say that you're an average of, say, 7?
No, I'm
6?
I'm depending on what the technology is.
All right. Okay.
That's where I am. I'm depending
All right,
on what the technology is and what the application is, right?
All right.
Because those are they're variables.
All right. Okay. Good. I've got you a 0 for between 0 and 1 for electric cars, and I've got you a 10 for hydrogen. Okay. Teresa.
All right, and I'm just gonna mess around because I'm gonna be a 9, and that's because I'm in. I think it's good. It's gonna move us forward in future stuff. My only drawback would be just trying to figure out how it all connects, and that additional, what you get back from it. Like, is there something that we're actually getting back?
Fantastic. Okay, good to know. Thank you, everybody. Listen, don't forget Catherine on Monday morning. Don't forget morning coffee, and of course, we have
I'll be
a
there.
number of things happening for the rest of the month, right up until the 1st of February. Check out the calendar on the homepage of the website. The homepage has a ton of info on there, so please check it out. Don't miss out. And please, if you haven't finished the form, go to the Go Zone, scroll down to about halfway down, and please complete that form. It teaches me all kinds of really great things.
The survey.
The survey. So then I can do all kinds of great things for you guys. All right. So thank you, everybody. Michael, you're gonna have a final word. Oh,
Great. Have a great weekend. Let's hope the sun comes out already.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Saturday.
The sun.
We need that fusion energy, right? Yeah.
And I think Catherine's going to be happy.